So now that we have two judgments, it was same from coordinate courts, what will be the way out?
If, like I say again, the reports are correct, that there are two conflicting judgments, the way out will be for the Court of Appeal to urgently intervene, because that's the court that you can go to next. I believe both parties who are aggrieved would appeal to the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal can now consolidate both appeals and resolve the issue.
The matter that was taken to the Court of Appeal that caused the initial adjournment.
Yes.
Now, the guest that was here before you came in said it was withdrawn before that Federal High Court judgment. Can the Court of Appeal revisit that matter again?
What has happened now is that after that, the court has now ordered that the local government chairmen are sacked. So that gives another right of appeal to the aggrieved parties in that suit to appeal on that point and go back to the Court of Appeal. Yeah,
but the judgment is interesting. They're sacked because they say that the elections should never have held. Is that really a sacking, or that is an annulment of something that never took place?
That's the effect. When you say they're sacked, that's the effect, because I understand in the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt had given an order of injunction restraining the state government from conducting the local government elections. Apparently, in defiance of that injunction, the elections were conducted. And I believe when the matter now returned to the Federal High Court said, well, having conducted those elections in defiance of the order restraining you from carrying them out, the elections are hereby nullified and they have no effect, which means that the people elected by virtue of those nullified elections would also lose their positions.
So then, can you be asking for a restatement for elections that never held?
The issue was that they filed the National Industrial Court suit before the ruling of, I think, July 9th that sacked them.
So that already puts it into another bind.
Yes, because that action at the National Industrial Court had been, I believe once they apprehended that the state government wanted to sack them, they rushed to the National Industrial Court. Funny enough, they actually also got an ex parte order of injunction restraining the Rivers State government from sacking them.
In this case now, that it appeared not to be that the Rivers State government was the one that sacked them.
Yes.
I mean, would you now say that the court order was breached in any way?
Well, there
was another court that sacked them, not the Rivers State government.
Yes,
so how would that play?
Yes. So from the view of the case at the National Industrial Court, it was not the Rivers State government that sacked them. So if they got the injunction against the Rivers State government and they were sacked by the Federal High Court declaring the election invalid, then, I mean, it's not the Rivers State government that sacked them.
Right now, it looks like a legal quagmire in Rivers State.
Yes.
You've talked about the appeal court stepping in. What the people of Rivers State will be hoping to see, and indeed all the players that will be hoping to see, would a quick resolution. If you were to advise, what would you advise?
My advice would be to speedily convene the Court of Appeal, consolidate all the appeals relating to the appointment or dissolution or election of the local governments in Rivers State. Let the Court of Appeal, timeously and speedily entertain the proceedings.
You say the Court of Appeal can step in, but it has to be invited into the matter.
Yes.
Which one of the parties do you think will be going to the Court of Appeal?
As it stands now, it looks like everybody will be going to the Court of Appeal, because on one hand, if what they say the National Industrial Court did is correct, it means the state government that are respondents in that court will be aggrieved by the decision asking them to be reinstated, and they will go on appeal. At the Federal High Court, the sacked local government chairman can also appeal against the decision of the Federal High Court to sack them.
What if everybody is sticking to their guns and saying, well, we believe our judgment is the correct one, and we're not moving any, if anybody is agreed, let them go to court? What do you think is going to play out? So far, the police has been able to step in. They've you know, make sure that they're guarding the local government headquarters. But if everybody's sticking to their guns and no one is going to the Court of Appeal,
you see,
what happens?
The proceedings, I mean, I'm sure they would have to end up on appeal, because the National Industrial Court, I think, has adjourned to a certain date for arguments of pending applications relating to its jurisdiction, seeking also to discharge the ex parte order it made, asking that the local government chairman should not be sacked. So, I mean, things will get to, it will come to an end one day, and, you know, the people who lose will not be comfortable with the decision going against them, and then they have to appeal. And mind you, again, as it appears, local government activities are grounded because the police has sealed up from your reports that I saw. The police has sealed up the premises, so no work is going on there. So, and if indeed you have a court order that says, you know, I am the authentic local government chairman, and because the police says won't allow me in because of the other order from the National Industrial Court, then I have to go and appeal for the Court of Appeal to resolve which of the contending or conflicting judgments should the police obey.
So the police is right in its move.
I think they're right now to keep everybody off, because
can the police appeal? I mean, because they're the ones who cut in the middle here.
Of course, if they're a party to the proceedings, if they were sued as a party to any of the proceedings, yeah, they can appeal.
Okay. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Moyosore Oniganjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure.
We've been looking at the Rivers State local government dispute. We'll take a moment and we will be back.